Hi guys, good morning from Jeddah. It's winter time here, although literally we are not experiencing a real winter, but by this time of the year it actually gets a little bit colder than usual. All right, if you still don't know about the weather or the weather here in Saudi Arabia, actually in Saudi Arabia it seldom rains, all right, or actually if I am not mistaken it actually rains once or twice in a year, or sometimes once or twice in 2 years actually. And then it actually, just like other parts of the world, we do have winter season, all right, and during that season, or this season actually, it gets colder than usual. That's why I'm wearing scarf on my neck. All right, anyway, I am here today because I want to share one section of my channel, and this is about my books, all right, my masterpieces. All right, as you probably know, or if you still don't know, actually I already published 2 books, which are the first one is titled The Classified Integrants, and the other one is Don't Wrong Your English, which is actually a series. All right, I'm still trying to finish the second of that series. And then I also have a manuscript ready for another masterpiece that I have, which is titled Random Thoughts. All right, so before this gets published, I'll be sharing some pages of it. All right, so now I'll be sharing one chapter of the book. So this is about chapter 9 of the book that I'm talking about, and the chapter is titled Underneath the Art of Forgetting. Forgetting was initially studied in detail by Hermann Ebbinghaus, whose seminal work was published in 1885, entitled Memory: A Contribution to Experimental Psychology. His basic gauge of forgetting was the savings method, which is the reduction in number of trials for relearning compared with original learning. His findings suggest that the forgetting function is somewhat logarithmic, that forgetting is fastest shortly after learning, and the rate decreases as time goes by. Then, Rubin and Wenzel in 1996 discovered proofs to support Ebbinghaus from group data. However, they suggest that autobiographical memory is not consistent with the framework. Eventually, Baddeley in 1997 found that the forgetting rate was unusually slow for continuous motor skills such as riding a bike and the like. As you can see, most studies look at explicit memory, and findings with implicit memory have been inconsistent. Now the big question is, why do we tend to forget things? There are a couple of reasons why we do, but Tulving and MacLeod in 2008 see eye to eye on the fact that we do, because either the memory has gone and no longer available for retrieval, or it is still stored somewhere in the memory system. However, for some puzzling reason, it cannot be available to be retrieved. In digging the puzzling event in our brains, several theories of forgetting arise. One notable idea that relates to theories of forgetting is what Freud in 1915 called repression. The phenomenon, he argued, the inability to gain access to conscious awareness for threatening or anxiety-provoking stimuli. As regards short-term memory, it is good to start with trace decay and displacement. By the name it suggests, trace decay assumes that memories leave a trace in the brain. which are in some forms of physical or chemical chains in the nervous system. This theory states that forgetting happens as a repercussion of the automatic decay or waning of the memory trail. It gives emphasis on time and the limited period of short-term memory. On the other hand, displacement explains that forgetting in short-term memory occurs because of the lack of availability. Moreover, it elucidates that forgetting is simply due to its limited capacity, which can only hold small amounts of information. Another theory, known as interference, suggests that some memories vie and thereby intercept with other memories, especially when the information is very similar to other information which was previously stored in the long-term memory. This is according to Baddeley and Logie in 1999. There are two types of interference, namely proactive, according to Frando and Morse in 2014, which happens when an old memory makes it more difficult or impossible to remember a new memory, and retroactive, which is also according to Frando and Morse in 2014, which occurs when a new information interferes with one's capacity to recall previously stored memories. There is one last interesting theory of forgetting which I can share with you, and that is the retrieval failure theory. There can be really more interesting theories of forgetting, like even what they call, what is that again? Motivated forgetting and emotional blocking, which is also according to Frando and Morse in 2014. But what interests me most is the retrieval failure theory, which I already mentioned. Also known as Q-dependent by Tulving in 1974, or context-dependent forgetting theory, retrieval failure is a theory that suggests that the failure to recall a memory is due to the missing stimuli or cues present at the time the memory was encoded. This theory suggests that forgetting happens when information in the long-term memory cannot be accessed. Such information is said to be available and still stored but inaccessible because the retrieval cues are not present, which are the details about the situation, either external context, say smell, place, and so forth, or internal state, say emotional, physical, mood, drunk, among others.